Hey, welcome to this unboxing video. Today we are looking at a very exciting product, and it's the second generation camera stabilization from DJI. Today we are unboxing Osmo Mobile, and this is a really exciting product. It's a 3-axis camera stabilization system that will allow you to shoot some of these really smooth videos that you see on YouTube. When you move around, it will help you stabilize your footage so you can produce some really cinema-like recordings. Let's see what's in the box. See if I can open this. This is looks so far very nice. Okay, nice packaging. Open it. Ooh, there's the unit. As you can see, I want to show you something. Look at this, the foam. It's really solid, protected when it's a good support for the unit when it's being transported. So let's take it out. See it. Nice and heavy. Has a good feel to it. So I'm really excited about testing this unit. We will try it out in a while. So let's see what's in here. That's it. Okay, let's see what else. So there's a charging cable, so you can charge the battery when it's inside the Osmo. See, the lid is quite thick, so let's see. There's something hiding in here. Ooh. There's a purse. So this is for protecting the Osmo when you're gonna take it with you. Before you can use your Osmo Mobile, you need to mount the battery, which is a 980 milliamp hour battery, and that should, according to DJI, be enough to run it for 3.5–4 hours of operation, and that is more than sufficient compared to most phones. You mount it from the bottom through this door, which is closed, and then you just close the hatch, and then you're ready to go. The next step that you need to do before you are ready to use the Osmo is to mount the phone in the gimbal. The way you do that is you slide this in to this threaded clamp and tighten it. Then you need to make sure that it's perfectly balanced. You see it's not balanced right now, so I need to loosen this screw and push this arm as far as I can inwards. See if that is enough. If that's not enough, I need to loosen the screw a little bit and move the phone until I get everything in balance. Let's try and power on the unit. So now it's trying to calibrate the camera or the phone, and now it's ready to go. And if we should just walk through the different buttons on the handle, we have a power button that will enable the unit. We have a joystick that will allow you to operate the gimbal in different directions. See, like this, it will actually tilt the mobile phone, and if I push it towards the sides, like this, it will pan. And there's 2 buttons, one that will allow me to take a picture and one that will start and stop the recording. We do like that. On the other side here, we have a mount for a tripod, which is very useful if you should do some motion time lapse. And on the other side, if I can force it over here, there's a trigger button below. Oh, that's not very happy about that. You can put it into sleep mode like that. So just turn around here. You see there's a trigger button here. The trigger button in the front of Osmo has multiple functions. One of them is if you want to film an object, you press the trigger and Osmo will try and keep the pitch angle towards the object. If you let go, Osmo just follows along very smoothly from side to side. If you for some reason experience the camera is stuck in an odd angle, you just press the trigger twice and the camera will automatically correct itself. One last thing for the trigger button. Let me try and tilt the camera a bit so you can see it better from this angle. If the button is pressed 3 times, Osmo will jump directly to selfie mode. If I press the trigger 3 times again, it will return. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to power up the Osmo, and then you're going to download the DJI Go app on your smartphone. And then when you launch the app, it would come with some commercials, and it says something da 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 da, don't show again, like that. And then you want to scroll to your device. There's different options for different devices, but you want to have Osmo Mobile, and then you want to click connect to your device, and then it's asking to pair. You do like that, and then it's ready to go. Let's go over the interface real fast for the DJI Go app. Here in the top you have a selector if you want to take pictures or if you want to record video. Depending on your selection, different options will reveal under this tab. And right now I've selected pictures, so you can see now I can choose between single shot, panorama shot and long exposure shots. If I switch this to video, the options will, as I said, change. So you have standard, you have the options to shoot slow motion, time-lapse and motion time-lapse. Below the options there's a trigger, not a trigger button, but there's a button where you can start either recording or take a picture. Below that it's possible to switch between the front-facing camera and the back camera of the phone, like that. In the bottom there's a play icon. If you press that, you get to the selection of videos. Because this is a freshly installed app, there's nothing in the library yet. So on this yellow crosshair works for different purposes. One of them is to adjust the lighting of the picture. If you just double tap it or tap it. If you activate it, it will also activate active track. And the way that works is that you draw like a rectangle around the object that moves, and then the gimbal will try to keep track of this object. We have a demonstration in this video, or I made a demonstration that shows this much better in real life. On the right side, in the top, you have a home icon that will take you back to the start menu. We have a camera option. All the camera options are under this camera icon, and you can see you can change the video resolution, you can apply some filters, you can play around with the white balance, and if you don't like the grid, you can take it off. That. So there's several options to play around with here. We go down here, there is something that's specific for the gimbal, and there's a scene mode. If I go in here, I can select between walk and sport, depending on how the environment is that I'm going to record is moving. If I just need to record something in slow pace, walk is sufficient. But if it's something that's more dynamic, I would definitely use the sport selection. And also there's a pitch lock option, and that will allow you to sort of lock the angle of the camera when you are panning around with it. So that's basically locking the tilt direction of the camera, and that can be useful for especially shots where you don't want the camera to look down into the ground when you sort of pan from up to down, up to below. Finally, there's some more detailed settings here where you can play around with the camera, and some of them are a little bit redundant because they were already there on the front screen, like video resolution, but you can go and change the panorama quality just by changing like that, or you can reset all the camera settings so you get back to a fresh start. Let's see, there's the gimbal menu. Here you can adjust the roll of the gimbal if that is a little bit off. That's very easy. It's just plus minus on the screen. You can sort of adjust the level of the camera. You can do an auto calibration of the gimbal. You can set different settings for the joystick, how you want that to perform. if you want it to react fast, middle or slow when you touch it. You can lock it so it only allows the camera to move horizontal and vertically, or you can get a free movement. Also you can invert the operations of the joystick if that is the preference. Finally, there's a mobile phone check that will allow you to allow the Osmo to sort of detect if there's a mobile mounted or not. This was a fast walkthrough through the interface, and let's look at some real life examples of some recording modes shot with this fantastic device.